Hi, my name is Dr. John Douillard, and today I want to talk about longevity. An Ayurvedic longevity herb called Ashwagandha has been recently shown to mimic the effectiveness of one of Western medicine's longevity drugs called metformin. There's a study that's been going on for quite some time now called the TAME study, targeting aging with metformin. And metformin, typically a blood sugar agent, is a drug that's used for type 2 diabetes. It blocks the ability for your liver to dump sugar into the bloodstream. And by doing that, it combats not only high blood sugar, but it also decreases the risk of excess sugar, creating oxidation and glycation and degenerative aging effects. So for decades now, they've been studying metformin as a longevity drug. And ashwagandha has been shown in studies. One of the constituents of ashwagandha, called withoferin A, has been shown to mimic some of the major pathways that metformin uses to extend life or combat aging. So it's pretty exciting, pretty cool stuff. So one of the pathways is an enzyme called AMPK, which means adenosine monophosphate activated kinase, which is an enzyme that is like the longevity enzyme. And what it does is it actually helps stabilize blood sugar. It helps regulate the amount of oxygen going into the cells. So think about this for a second. If the body is under any type of stress and the mitochondria can't make enough energy, AMPK will go find the energy and deliver it to the mitochondria in the cells to make sure the cells make more energy. As we age, we get tired, we gain more weight, our skin starts to sag, we get joint aches, we become tired, our metabolism starts to slow down, blood sugar levels rise, the body begins to degenerate. And why that is, according to the science, is due to one major enzyme, which is called AMPK. And that AMPK, when you have too little of it, which happens with aging, that AMPK level begins to deplete. And then you don't have enough energy going to the mitochondria in the cells to deliver energy, so no metabolic energy, the body begins to age and eventually die. That's how it works. So there are ways to boost AMPK, and one of those is ashwagandha. And I've been writing a lot about AMPK lately because it matches with a lot of Ayurveda's longevity secrets, which we're going to talk about. So stay tuned for many more articles and videos to come about how we can extend life and longevity. So what the Withania A does is it actually boosts AMPK, but it also increases something called autophagy. Autophagy was that Nobel Prize winning study that they found that when people fast, the body goes into autophagy, which means it goes into cellular repair and recycling. So let's think about it, right? You don't eat, you're starving a little bit, something that our ancestors did regularly. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner wasn't an automatic thing, right? They had to work for it, and sometimes it just didn't happen. And if it didn't happen for a couple of days or a week or so, you would go into calorie restriction, which increases autophagy, where the body goes, okay, what do we have in the cupboards? Whatever you have left over, you're going to make a dinner out of it, right? That's what happens to the body. And also takes stuff you wouldn't think would make a meal, and then make a meal. So it recycles bad stuff, old stuff, gets rid of stuff you can't use, and it actually rebuilds and repairs the body along the way. It's Nobel Prize winning science called autophagy. Well, Withania A in ashwagandha increases autophagy. It increases AMPK, which also increases autophagy, which is, pretty cool mechanism for understanding how it does that. Withania A in ashwagandha has been shown to support healthy blood sugar levels. It's been shown to increase autophagy, and through AMPK, it reduces what are called mutagenic stem cells, which are the ones that get damaged, right? So think about this for a second, right? AMPK is an enzyme delivering oxygen, fat or sugar, which is fuel to help the mitochondria make energy. And if the body doesn't have that energy, the cells can't breathe and can't respire. They don't use the oxygen, and all of a sudden the body becomes unable to deliver the oxygen. AMPK is delivering the oxygen to your cells, and if you don't have it, your cells become hypoxic, which means they become vulnerable to mutagenic stem cells, imbalanced cellular proliferation, and bad things happen. You degenerate, right? But AMPK reverses that, which is pretty interesting thing. So in one study, they gave some mice the withania A, and they gave one group nothing, and they found that there was a significant reduction in neurological damage in the mice that had the withania A, with aging, compared to the placebo, who basically saw no reversal of the aging process of their nerves and their neurons. So when they took the ashwagandha, there was a significant reduction in age-related neurological damage. When they had the placebo, there was no change in that. In addition to that, in the same study, there was a 5 to 6% extension of lifespan in the ashwagandha group, and no life extension in the control group, which is really interesting as well. And one of the other big factors with longevity, we all know this, right, is weight gain. If we gain weight, that depletes AMPK, that accelerates aging and can become a problem. So in another study they gave one group the ashwagandha group, and one group was the control group. And the group that actually got the ashwagandha ate 60% less food than the group that didn't get the ashwagandha. That's 60% less food than the group that didn't get the ashwagandha. And that naturally triggers the Nobel Prize winning science called autophagy. And autophagy is that cellular repair and recycling that rebuilds the body. And it also was shown, the ashwagandha group showed, to increase the production of the appetite suppression hormone called leptin. And that explains why they just weren't hungry. They weren't eating, but they weren't like, oh my God, I can't eat. They were just not hungry, because the autophagy triggered not only cellular repair and recycling, but it also triggered less appetite through the hormone called leptin. So really fascinating stuff. Ashwagandha, one of the classic rasayanas. Rasayana means, rasa means lymph, and ayana means the study of. And the study of the lymphatic system in Ayurveda is the study of longevity, and rasayana is one of the 8 branches of Ayurveda, specifically designed to study the longevity process, or the anti-aging process. And ashwagandha has always been one of the classic rasayanas, and here we have modern science showing that ashwagandha literally mimics the new longevity drug called metformin, which is pretty cool. It's not a drug, it doesn't treat blood pressure, blood sugar, it doesn't do any drug-like things that you would want to go to your doctor for, but one of the major pathways of metformin, above and beyond its blood sugar, is the boost of AMPK, and with that comes a whole cascade of benefits that ashwagandha also provides. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Check out the article on my website at LifeSpa.com.